Hi, my name is Evan Krause, and welcome to my book review. The literature we're going to be discussing today is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. It's a fantasy novel based in London, England, and it's about 400 pages long. I personally loved the book. I thought it was a very easy read. From cover to cover, I enjoyed it. There wasn't many spots where it felt dry or felt like it was slow. The whole time I was engaged with the text, and it felt like I could really be involved with the story and not even realize how many pages I read and how long I spent reading it. I would say Neil Gaiman's intended audience was a younger audience, maybe between the ages of like 15 and 30, I'd say. Although anybody can read it, I'd say it's more directed for these type of people simply because of what the story is about. It's about a middle-aged man by the name of Richard, kind of experiencing a life crisis. He lives a very simple life. He works a 9 to 5 job that he doesn't hate, but he also doesn't love. He has a fiance by the name of Jessica, who he claims he loves, but really the relationship between them is more of a mother-son type relationship. The reason I say that is kind of because she just controls everything he does. Whatever they do on the weekends, where they go, how he acts is kind of just determined by what she tells him to do. If he's acting out of line, if he wants to do a certain thing, or if he just wants to be himself, he's not allowed to, because as we see in the story, Jessica kind of just directs him towards one type of person. There is one scene in particular where this kind of breaks from that constant control that she has. So in this scene, they are walking towards a dinner where she is at the time telling him exactly how she wants him to act on this dinner because it's with her boss. As they're walking, he sees a younger girl by the name of Dor who is really, really struggling on the sidewalk. She is down, she is bloody, she looks like she might die if no action was to be taken on. So he points her out to Jessica, he says we need to help her, and she just says, forget her, we have an important dinner to go to. He finally puts his foot down and says, no, I'm going to help her. I don't care what you say. So that's exactly what he does. He ignores Jessica. He helps this girl by the name of Dor and takes her back to his apartment and helps her get better. What he doesn't realize is that this is ultimately what starts the story. This is what introduces him and makes him part of a alternate world of London known as London Below. Dor is from London Below, and with Richard helping her and saving her, she unintentionally brings him into that world and makes him part of it. London Below is this alternate world of London that is dangerous, it's cruel, it's full of poverty, it's full of magic, in all the wrong ways. So pretty much the difference between London Above and London Below is London Above is like the life that all of us know it as. It is that the simple job, it is going out with friends, it is shopping, it is doing all just normal things that we would consider life. Whereas London Below is full of people who can talk to rats. It's full of people killing each other and there being no laws behind it. There's no set rules. The only rule is survive. It's just make it to the next day. Now that Richard has seen this complete 180 flip of morals, his morals are also affected with it. And I'm not going to ruin the ending, obviously, but basically the entire story is him now trying to get back to the old life that he has. So he's brought into London Below, he's meeting all these dangerous, crazy different types of characters that you'll see if you read it, and he just wants to get back. He does whatever it takes to get back to that simple life that he had, even though it might have been pretty boring in the process. Now, London Above's morals are obviously far different than London Below's morals. London Above morals are to make money, to kind of have fun, to meet people, just to all the morals that you and I would have on a regular day of living. Whereas London Below's morals is, how can I eat today? How can I use different people that I know to try to get me to what I want, whether it be a place to sleep or just simply survival in general. The weaknesses that you have, you try to find others and make relationships with others to strengthen yourself just so you don't die, in a nutshell. Due to the fact that this is a fantasy novel, it is a bit far-fetched and unrealistic, but we can actually kind of compare the difference between London Below and London Above to the social classes that we have today. So obviously London Below would be equivalent to the lower class of today, and London Above would be equivalent to that middle to upper class. Now in this story, London Below people know of London Below, and they can also see London Above, whereas London Above can only see London Above. You cannot see London Below unless you're part of it. The reason this is important because it kind of reflects on how people of the upper class system act. So obviously when you walk down the street and you see a homeless person who is begging, you do see them, but you don't react to them. They get walked over, they get ignored. People pretend as if they're not there. And that's kind of what Neil Gaiman is doing by making it so London Below can only be seen by London Below. London Below's values are identical to those of the lower class. They just want to eat. They want to be able to survive. They want to have a comfortable place to live. And the way they do that is to try to use others to their advantage. They try to make enough friends just to get them to the next day. At the end of the day, Gaiman is just kind of using this novel to incorporate that aspect and bring some attention to it, which made it all the more enjoyable for me instead of it just being a book that might just be fiction. It kind of brings a more real life aspect into it and kind of makes us reflect on what we do see, you know. So overall, I would recommend this book to anybody who wants to read it, especially people around my age. I'm the age of 20, so I think this book is perfectly centered for me, and thank you for listening.